I think so many of us can relate how to save money. Even when you are living paycheck to paycheck, it's not a secret that times are tough. Between bills, rent, groceries, and all those unexpected expenses that pop up, it can often feel like the money gone before you have even had a chance to enjoy it. I've been there myself, and I know how frustrating it is to try to get ahead when every dollar seems to be spoken for. But here's the things. It's possible to start saving even on the tight budget. And while I won't say it's easy, a few small changes can make a big difference over time. The best part is you don't need to make a huge salary for these tips to work. These are really practical changes that can help you carve out some breathtaking rooms in your financials, no matter what your incomes look like. So whether you are just starting on your financial journey or you have been struggling to make ends meet, this video is for you. Today we are going through some practical, easy to apply tips that anyone can use to save a little extra, even if you are living paycheck to paychecks. Alright, let's dive into it. So tips number 1, you should cut out unnecessary expenses. Firstly, let's talk about cutting out unnecessary expenses. Now, you might be thinking, I already don't expend much, just covering the essentials. And that is exactly how I felt at one point too. But here, the truth. Those small everyday purchases we don't think twice about add up much faster than we realize. So I used to stop by my favorite coffee shop every morning on the way to work. So it was just a few dollars here and there, so no big deals, right? But one day I decided to do a math. It turned out I was spending over $100 a month just on coffee. That's $1,000 a year. For me, seeing that number was a wake-up call. So it is not just a coffee for you. It could be a takeout and unusual gym memberships, or those tempting Amazon orders that seem small at the time, but if you add all these little expenses together, they can seriously drain your bank account. So here is an exercise that really helped me. Take a look at the last month's bank statement, either in a paper form or throughout your bank app, and go through its lines by lines. Highlight the punches that weren't essential, things like rent, utility, groceries, or gases. You might be shocked by how much you are spending on things you couldn't live without. So this doesn't mean depriving yourself or every pleasure, but cutting back on things that don't truly add value in your life. These small steps alone can free up an extra cash each month. And trust me, when you start seeing an extra $20, $50, or $100 saved, it feels incredible. It's empowering. So another tips, find a cheaper alternative for essentials. So once you have cut out non-essentials, the next step is to find affordable alternative for things still need. This doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the quality of your life. In fact, you might even find it fun to see how much you have saved by making a small tweak. For example, let's talk about groceries. Many of us stick to shopping at the convenience stores and default to name brand product because they are familiar. But here's the secret. Store brand items are often just as good, and they are a fraction of the price. So I switched to discount grocery store about a year ago, and just doing that saved me $30 a week, and which adds up to $120. So that was really money. And there is a meal preparing. I'm not saying you need to start cooking 5 course a dinner, but even cooking in simple meals at home like pasta or stir fries or soup can save you a ton compared to takeout. Plus you get leftovers for a couple of days. So I used to be a big fan of takeout, especially after a long day when your cooking felt like too much work. But now I plan my meals for a week, and it saved me a lot of money and it helped me to eat healthier. So tip number 3, you should cut down utility costs. Another area where you can save is your utility bills. We often don't realize how much energy we waste. So small changes can make a noticeable difference. For instance, turn off lights when you leave the rooms, and unplug electronics that you aren't in use, or even lowering your thermostat by the degree or 2 can save some few dollars for every month. Also, if your utility provider offer you an energy saving programs, consider to enroll on it. Sometimes they have discounts or rebates for using energy during off-peak hours. So this may seem like a tiny adjustment, but over time add up. So another tips is automated your savings. So now that you have cut unnecessary expenses and you found a cheaper options, let's move to a game changers. Automating your savings. This might sound too easy to be effective, but trust me, it works. Here's what I did. As soon as I got paid, I set up an automatic transfer of $100 from my check account to a separate saving account. This way, the money goes into saving before it have a chance to think about it, to spend in it. So I like to call this paying yourself first. It doesn't have to be like $20 or $50 or even $100 either. Even if it is just a $10 or $20, the important thing is consistency. So those small amounts add up over time. So another thing, I remember when I started this, I didn't think I was just saving much, but after a few months, I looked to my account and realized that I had built up enough to cover a small emergency. It felt like a huge relief, and it gave me a peace of mind knowing I had a financial cushion. So even if you start with the small amounts, building the habits is what counts. Even time, those small amounts will grow, and you will be amazed at how much you've saved. Tip number 5, develop a frugal mindset. Lastly, I want to talk about something that's real a mindset shift. Being a frugal, I know that the word might make you think of provision, but hear me out. Being frugal isn't about being cheap, it's about being intentional with your money. For example, I used to believe that something, I should buy it, but I started asking myself a simple question before each purchase: do I really need this? Will it make me happy on the long run? Or it's just a quick fix? Once I started thinking this way, it changed my entire relationship with money. So I stopped buying things just because they were on sale or because I had some extra cash. Instead, I save for things that bought a long-term value, like a meaningful vacation or building up emergency funds. And here's the amazing part. When you are intentional with your money, with your spending, you actually feel empowered. Instead of feeling like depraved, you feel in control of your money, and that's a powerful place to be. So in conclusion, I can say this: those are some practical strides and true tips to help you save money, even if you are living paycheck to paycheck. I know that financial security can feel out of reach when your money is tight, but trust me, small steps like this really do add up. It may take a time, but each small action can bring you closer to the stability and the peace of mind you deserve. So thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let me know on the comments below which of these tips you exactly did to try it, or if you have another money saving strategy that work for you. I'd love to hear from it. And remember, small changes lead to a big result over time.